This is a Short Stack production. Welcome to No Sleep Shorts, where nightmares take only seconds to begin, but stay with you forever. Viewer discretion advised. I want to thank this channel for finding my post and asking to share my story. It's not easy to talk about, but I think people need to hear it, because even now, even after everything, I still don't know what was real. All I know is that I barely made it out, and I don't think I'll ever trust my own mind again. I had spent years trapped in a student share house with people I hated. The kitchen sink was always overflowing with dishes, the floors were sticky, and I was the only one who ever bought toilet paper. It was impossible to study with them yelling at their PlayStations and blasting music at all hours of the night. But now, finally, I had my own space. It was tiny, but I didn't care. It was mine. No more stolen groceries. No more surprise parties at 3 a.m. No more waiting for someone else to clean up their filth. It was going to be perfect. As I unpacked, I started making the place feel like home. I rolled out my lime green floor runner, propped up my 70s style lava lamp, and shook out my faux fur rugs. It was all stuff I'd collected over the years, things I loved but had never been able to enjoy in a house full of people who didn't respect personal space. And then there was the mirror. I hadn't noticed it in the listing photos, but when I walked into the bathroom for the first time, it was the first thing I saw. It stretched from floor to ceiling, running across the entire back wall, wrapping behind the sink. It was massive, way too big for a place this size. The kind of mirror you'd expect in a mansion, not a cramped one-bedroom flat. It made the space feel bigger, but something about it felt wrong. When I moved, the mirror almost curved around me, like it was bending at the edges. I knew it wasn't, but it still felt like it. I needed glasses, so I figured it was just my eyesight playing tricks on me. That night, as I was settling in, I caught myself talking out loud. Just little things. Where should I put this? Or, I should probably go to bed. I had spent so long alone in my head, tuning out housemates, that I had gotten used to filling the silence with my own voice. But now, it felt different. Because now, the silence was listening. The next day, I woke up to a faint imprint on the mirror. My name. It was barely visible, written like someone had dragged a finger through steam, except I hadn't showered yet. I stared at it, my breath catching in my throat. I wiped it away. Did I write that? Had I forgotten? Maybe I had done it while unpacking and just hadn't noticed. I told myself it was nothing and went on with my day. That night, I dreamed about the mirror. In my dream, it was still floor to ceiling, still stretching across the entire wall. But it wasn't reflecting me. The version of me inside the glass didn't move the same way I did. It lagged, just slightly, like a bad video feed. And then, just as I was about to wake up, it smiled. I woke up gasping, drenched in sweat. I walked to the bathroom. The mirror was clean. No writing. No weird reflections. It was just a dream. I forced myself to relax, but as I reached for my toothbrush, my hand stopped halfway, because at the very bottom edge of the mirror, just faint enough that I almost missed it. Who are you? I stumbled back so fast I nearly tripped. The letters were the same hazy, ghostly streaks as before. I tried to think logically. Had I done this? Was I sleepwalking? I wiped it away again, pretending it hadn't happened. But I couldn't ignore the buzzing in my head. Something was wrong. Over the next few days, I started noticing other things. My faux fur rug was moved slightly every morning, like someone had stepped on it in the night. My lava lamp was always off, even when I had left it on. And the worst part, I was missing time. I'd be working at my desk, and then suddenly, hours had passed. I would find myself standing in the bathroom, with no memory of getting up, staring at the mirror. I told myself it was just stress. Maybe I was still adjusting, but deep down, I knew something wasn't right. Then came the moment I couldn't ignore. I had been ignoring my phone all day, trying to catch up on studying, but when I finally picked it up, my text messages were open. To my best friend, and there was a half-typed message. I need help. I don't feel like myself anymore. I think someone is in my apartment, but I can't. The message cut off. My hands shook. I didn't remember typing that. I didn't remember thinking it. Then, in my reflection, I saw it. My own hand lifting toward the mirror. But I wasn't moving. I screamed, throwing my phone across the room. When I turned back, the reflection was normal again. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I forced myself to do something I hadn't done in weeks. I took my medication. I had stopped taking them months ago. Antipsychotics I had been prescribed in college. They made me feel numb, distant. I thought I had grown out of my episodes. But as the first pill went down, the truth sank in. The missing time, the paranoia, the writing that I was probably leaving myself. I had been losing my mind. And the worst part, the mirror had never been there. When I finally got help, when I let someone into the apartment, I realized the truth. The massive, floor-to-ceiling mirror, it wasn't there. The bathroom was small. A normal mirror hung above the sink, barely the width of my shoulders. The warped reflections, the way it curved around me as I walked. Hallucinations, the shifting rugs, the weird text message, the footprints I thought I saw. All me. Even now, even fully medicated, fully aware of my illness, I still don't trust my own memory. Because sometimes, I still catch glimpses of it. A massive mirror, stretching floor to ceiling, just at the edge of my vision. A reflection that moves when I don't. I tell myself it's not real. I know it's not real. But then I hear it whisper, just behind my ear. You weren't supposed to see me. Subscribe or don't. Like it or downvote the crap out of it. Either way, get your feels out on us. We'll still be here, waiting. New horrors drop every week, so if you're still awake, stick around. And remember, just because the video ends, doesn't mean the story does.